Oh, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Afternoon Market Action. Let me see. My applause didn't work. Son of a gun. There it is. Now it works. My name is Glenn.
My name is Ryan.
And we're going to be your host for the next 45 minutes to an hour in regards to what's going on in the market. As someone said, Bill says, one day doesn't make a trend, but wowzer. Man, a wild ride in the market today. The market took a big dip to the downside, fully faded the gap, now reversed, moving up. All of the major indices are up. Holy smokes. Someone said ahead of the upcoming split on NVIDIA, which takes effect in 2 days. I'm actually out of my NVIDIA trade right now. I was in NVDL. I took 50% profit on it. I waited. I'm going to wait for the split, which will get me back in at a lower price. I still think NVIDIA has a lot of upside. You, Ryan?
Oh, yeah. And we've seen it time and again after a lot of these major stock splits. The stock usually takes a little bit of a dip and then likes to rally. Perfect example was Apple after its stock split. Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, you know me, I love me some Apple. And I told you guys a couple of weeks ago something was brewing with Apple, and it's moving up. And I got a price target on Apple of $220. I did a video on it, which is higher than its all-time high of $200. So we'll see. We got a 25 rate cut. Who said that, Jazz? Why are you saying that? Why? Who said that we got
a... people excited for nothing.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that, too. The probability of when a possible rate cut will happen. Jobs number came in. People are getting ecstatic over a possibility of a possible rate cut. But we're going to look at the CMA, too. To see it. Apple has been a great steady climb as of late, says Kevin. Absolutely. All right. Let's start off. I'm going to go to the market timing graph. Let's start off there. Let's go to program I'm looking for, Joey. Gosh, dang it.
You didn't have to move it. It was right there.
Where is it? Stop touching stuff. All right. So there's the market timing graph. 1 day. Look at that. Big update today. I had a level of support, current resistance, broke through, did it twice. In the last week, we've broken through a level of resistance. The market's just not showing signs of just wanting to continue to the downside. Primary wave, let's go do that real quick. Primary wave, did it pop back up home? Primary wave is back up. We still have a confirmed down call. Oh, what just happened?
Hang on, you messed it up.
How did I do that? I didn't.
Everyone's looking at my shirt now.
Oh, gosh. All right, so what am I supposed to do now, Joey?
Just wait. Hang on.
Okay. Don't do anything. Let Joey.
Wow, look at Ryan's face. Holy smokes. That was you got a lot of teeth.
Pedro, the DPO, I was actually talking about that last night with the DW timing signal. It looked like it was getting close to the oscillation point of zero, but it did tick back up today. The VectorVest composite's right at that 30-day weighted moving average. So if there's any more, bearish action this week, I mean, we could potentially get a DW down signal. Oh, now you zoomed right in on my face.
So it's interesting that we got the confirmed down call, but we didn't get the DEW down just quite yet.
Yeah, just get rid of Glenn altogether.
We hadn't got the DEW down, which is normally a little bit abnormal. That's not how that works. Normally,
typically the DW's
faster,
a little bit quicker.
Right.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. But the market is just showing signs that it just does not want to go down at this point. A lot of that is NVIDIA driven. And between Ryan and I, we've beat the hell out of that dead horse. But Janice made me do a video and it got 16,000 views. Akshaya asked, do we go bullish now? So looking at the home page, how do I answer that question? What's the predominant color? All right, what's the predominant color? Ryan, I think, is going to agree with that right away.
I'll put it like this. With the confirmed call down, conservative investors should be more worried about protecting profits, sidelines, things of that nature, while your aggressive investors and traders, if you like what you see, you could probably tiptoe into the market, but the software tells you right there, just have some caution.
No, so
put some stops in place, stick to the plan. Otherwise, if it does continue to go back, we don't want it to become emotional, right?
And Akshaya, what was the key word I said? What's the predominant color? And just to let everybody know, that means which color is more. It's more yellow than I'm just, and I just like because I did say that. I did say what was the predominant color, and I just need to, just reaffirm it's more yellow. And look at the guidance. The guidance says VectorVest advocates caution when buying stocks at this time. That's it in a nutshell. So I'm answering your question by utilizing the VectorVest software to help you with answering that questions. Now, Joey, I'm clicking on the program, correct? I'm not using the stuff on the side, or am I using the stuff on the side?
No stuff on the side.
No stuff on the side.
You're here from now on.
All right, cool. All right, let's go back to the graphs. I don't know what happened. All right, so big, nice updated there. And let's go look at it.
Glenn, real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, go back to that last chart.
Yep.
The market timing,
Yep.
like a 3 month, 6 month,
This
whatever
is
it
a
may
3
be.
month.
If you connect that low, the lowest on that chart, and draw a trend line straight through, you'll see we're sitting right on the trend line. I've talked about that, and
You talking about
keep going
here?
up. Yeah, you fix that up a little bit, but you see how we're right on that trend line? I've been talking about it in the daily color guard report. As far as the bulls, I just want to see the VectorVest composite remain above that trend line, especially if you're more aggressive and you're thinking about buying on this primary wave up. That is definitely something I would pay attention to. That trend line with the VectorVest composite.
Tabula says, are we live and unleashed? Absolutely.
No, we're always unleashed.
Absolutely.
Even when we're
I'm
not
not
live.
unleashed, not me. All right, so I wanted to show you what was going on a 3 month basis. I wanted to show you what happened intraday. Look at the big gap up. Totally faded the gap. Totally. And look at the run up. So, in my opinion,
And I've actually done a short on that type of strategy, playing the gap fade. That played out perfectly for the bulls.
there you go. Coors was a pick in my top weekly picks, David. CORZ was one of the, how many of you watch the Monday videos, which are the top weekly picks for US and Canada? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you watched? And every Monday I go through my top weekly picks for both US and for Canada. Coors was in the list. CORZ was in the list, man. And it's rocking and rolling. If you're not watching those Monday videos, you need to. It's done every Monday. And it's one of the few times where we do put some emphasis on the Canadian market. All right, where we do put some emphasis. And it was not only the weekly picks, it was the monthly picks because we got into a new month. So it was both weekly and monthly picks for the US and for Canada. All right. So that's what the market looks like. I think this was a lot of algos after the jobs number and stuff. I think that this was a lot of algos, but I think
that looks like robot technical trading.
Absolutely.
Right out the gate. It looks pretty
Absolutely.
straight out of a playbook.
So it was like, holy smokes, and the market just took off. And I think it's in anticipation of what possibly may happen. So happen going forward. And wow, look at that. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. We got us a super chat. Type of 1. Actually, type of 1 in the room for Jeff for putting up the $4.99 super chat.
Oh, thanks, Jeff.
At $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that. For those of you who may be new, it is not expected for you to do that. But when you do, we want to make sure we shout you out. That's for sure. Jeff, give me a stock. REVG. Is that what you want? REVG. So I'll also
give him 2 stocks. You should get 2 stocks.
All right, fine.
I'm trying to help you out, Jeff.
Patrick, son of a gun. Ryan said you get a second stock. Son of a gun. Jeff, give me another stock. Glenn, I heard that the Canadian did a rate cut. Eurozone is about to do it. People are saying the U.S. will follow next. Why? Didn't we have this conversation? Why?
It's not the same economy.
It's not the same economy. So what?
Jeff put in Skyworks.
I got him.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Why? Why should we follow? What if their economies are so that they need rate cuts, but we don't? So you said, you're right, because the jolt in ADP came in low. Where's my crickets? I got crickets somewhere. Where the hell are my crickets? Yeah. What does that mean?
All I've seen is
and that's one story. That's one report So, you know something? I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to adjust that now. Wage growth keeps slowing for job switchers as the U.S. labor market cools off. Now, that's a big story because a lot of people, especially after COVID, were jumping from job to job to job because they could see that they can get more money. But if the economy is slowing, so I'm gonna go right on line with what you said there, Akshaya. If the economy is starting to cool, is it cooling enough for the Fed to really consider cutting interest rates? And if so, when? So I went to the CME Fed Watch tool. All right. This is for the June meeting. 99%, 99.9% no change. All right. Let's go to the July meeting. 81% no change. Let's go to the September meeting. And now we start to see a higher number of a possibility of an ease in the the September timeframe. Not until September. All right. But now this is a fluid graph because all it takes is some other news to come out and these numbers will change. All right. These numbers will change.
Well, right now we're just at a point where inflation is sticky.
Still.
And we're seeing some signs of weakness in the economy, right? So until I see the other half of this equation, inflation starting to come down a little bit, I still don't see interest rate cuts. All I'm seeing is a weak economy, a weakening or softening economy, with sticky inflation. That's what I see right now.
I'm looking at the market respond. I'm listening to Akshaya's statement, and I think a lot of people are on the same mode of, wow, the interest rate is coming. The interest rate cuts are coming. You all do understand that by the time the Fed cuts interest rates, the market is already in the pooper. You do know that. Type of 1 if you understand that. Type of 2 if you don't understand that. Type of 1 if you understand that. Be careful what you ask for, because by the time that the Fed cuts the interest rates, it's because the economy is so jacked up that it needs stimulus. We don't need stimulus.
We don't want stimulus. We know what happens with stimulus.
we don't need it. So because Canada is cutting and the Eurozone is cutting, we don't need to yet. And Bill says don't necessarily agree. That's okay. And I ask the question because I want the input. All right, 25 basis point cut is nothing. Whether it's a 25 basis point or an eighth, it's the perception. It's the perception of, holy smokes, the Fed is cutting the interest rates. We're in trouble. For the most part. You
see Akshaya's comment?
What's that?
Where it says UK has been in recession and the market is hitting an all-time high.
Does that sound right? Does that sound... All right, so they're in a recession. Markets... So what did they do? The market's in a recession. The economy is not good. They cut rates. Why is the market at an all-time high? Because everybody's sitting back like you guys are right now going, woo, come on, cut so we can run. But by the time you cut, and I think that a lot of you don't see that, historically, when the Fed cuts interest rates, it's because the market or the economy needs a boost. We don't need a boost. Go ahead.
What's your opinion on this, Glenn? Even if we do get the cut in September or maybe 2, who knows, is the market already priced in for those cuts?
I don't think so. If you look at the market, you look at the pullback, it's not big enough to be priced in yet. That's my 2 cents. If I go back to looking at the market and looking at it on a longer term, I put this on a 1-year graph. Look at that. Are we at a point? Is it baked in yet? Well, the market has. This is when we start doing this. That's when the Fed steps in and goes, "Holy smokes, this is not good. We need to stimulate the economy to hopefully pull back up the market." It ain't baked in yet. We're still.
And you know what they did to stimulate it at that low, right?
They didn't because the economy was still strong enough and it wasn't necessary. Even though the pullback was there, it wasn't necessary.
Well, that recovery period around November last year is when they that's when the hint for interest rate cuts, that's when it started.
And just hinting at it,
just hinting at it,
rose, made the market go up. Just hinting at it. I'm trying to bring back VectorVest UK again. All that about UK. Linda Royer, the CEO of the company, has put out all the information needed to help you guys understand why the decision was made. Mr. Boilerman says need cuts because mortgage rates are too high. Okay, I don't disagree with you. I don't.
Are mortgage rates too high, or are the prices of housing too high?
Ta-da!
Or both.
It's a combination of the both. It is a combination of the both. Why?
I've actually.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll just say I've been looking. It's actually cheaper to rent than to buy.
And why?
In most places.
And why is that? Because the inventory is so low. The demand is there. The inventory is so low. Why is the inventory so low? Because people don't want to sell out of their fixed mortgage rates of 2 or 3%. So they're going to hold on to their houses. All right. So, wow. Michael says, first out 12.5%. Good. Googly muggly.
But Michael, what was the price of that first house?
That's another good question.
That's the key. No, I would like to know the price of that first house.
All right. So let's get back into the story. So I wanted to address Akshaya in regards to, us saying that we need to have a cut, that everybody else is cutting, that we need to cut. I don't see it. Our economies are totally different. 47.5.
47,000. That's why.
Yeah, 47.5. I don't think you can find something for 47.5. It'll probably be
just some land.
A tiny house.
It ain't gonna have no house on it.
No, it'll be a tiny house. Maybe. I think tiny houses.
No, not even, dude. I've been looking around here because I'm not a homeowner, but I'm trying to get into that field. I'm talking about the worst dump fixer upper in Charlotte. Is probably about $100,000.
Wow. And Michael says now he went from 47.5, now worth 250. That's a good investment. That's a good investment. All right. So I wanted to address the questions about the economy. I always have stories about the economy. 58.7, 9 3/4. Yeah, look at that. That was W. Phillips. All right. Because the big developers can't buy any homes, so the older homes are going higher. Developers, you look in the Charlotte area, developers are developing every piece of land that's available. Whether you're in Charlotte or you come up to Lake Norman, where all three of us are, every piece of available property is being built. And Ryan is right. It is cheaper to rent. And there's so many condos and homes and apartments going up everywhere. Nvidia going to 14. Listen, I put that Nvidia was going to 11. It did, 1,100. The prior video, I said it was going to go up 30%. It went up 40%. Nvidia is just carrying the market. Nvidia is like the modern day Samson. That's what he is. It's the modern day Samson. All right. Amir says that he should move there. No, I don't live in Charlotte. I live in Texas. Yes, I live in Texas. That's why I got the hat on. All right. Our first story, Ryan's story. Boeing, big news today. Finally, they got this stupid thing up in the air.
I was going to say, finally, some good news as far as Boeing. I was going to say, if there was any problem, which, I mean, obviously, the voyage is still going on. They're going up to the International Space Station. Got to take the trip back. If anything happens, obviously, the stock's not going to respond. But I'm hoping that everything goes well. Boeing can finally get some good publicity, get some of the plane issues, some of the, the safety, everyone knows what's going on. Get some of that behind them, because I know they're taking steps to try to fix some of these issues. But I was looking at the chart, and Ramor, as far as taking a nibble at Boeing, I think it's worth it. As far as a little nibble, you'd be getting a great deal on it, and we've all seen it pull back some more. But as long as they can get the plane side, obviously with all the the door issues, and I'm sure we'll be seeing all the memes and stuff, nothing good about Boeing. But we finally got some good news, so I got it in my watch list. The launch so far has been successful, at least since the last time I looked.
That's messed up. I have to say it that way. Since the last time you looked. Wow.
Well, I'm just being honest, because if you're holding Boeing and something happens, I don't think that's going to be very good for the stock.
I agree. And no, I still live in North Carolina. I was just making a joke. I'm with Ryan. I think that this is good news for it. Is it enough to push it out of the doldrums? Don't know.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
I agree. They need all of the positive PR they can possibly get. Notice this. S&P 500 rises to a new record. Why? NVIDIA. And investors look for rate cuts. All right, so we looked at the CME tool. I think in every live stream that we do, we're going to look at that just to see how fluid that number is. All right, okay. We'll see. So the next story is Hewlett-Packard soars 15%. Why? What's the key thing here? AI. As soon as, I ain't got to look at nothing else. AI. Just AI. And I think that you look at companies like Hewlett-Packard, you look at companies like Intel, everybody's running after the big boy who's NVIDIA. Everybody.
Well, I only add one word to that. Okay. And that is server. That's where the money is at the AI servers. Because you got large customers like Amazon, Google, Tesla. They're all fighting over these AI chips for the server side, to process the data. So HP, Hewlett-Packard, kind of surprised, that they did as well, 15%, but I love it. I love it. I have a Hewlett-Packard computer, so I like it.
I got a printer. I got a Hewlett-Packard.
You got their printer?
They got like 7.
I got me an AMD chip in there.
No, it's not. It's an NVIDIA chip in there.
I've got both.
Whatever. All right. So talking about mortgages, next story is Ryan's story. Mortgage demand falls for the second straight week, but all eyes are on Friday's job report. Here's your story.
There we go. So down 7% here. So this is actually based off the 30-year fixed rate. So actually, let's see here. Sorry. Yeah, fell 7% week over week, but we're still 5% higher than a year ago. So you're seeing the slowdown in the buying and the mortgages and the housing. Do I think there's going to be a huge pullback or housing crash, in the near future? Probably not, especially on the horizon of interest rate cuts, hopefully by the end of this year. But I feel like in the short term, this, at least till next week, I have a feeling this will put a damper on the housing market in general. So therefore, I actually found an ETF. I don't know if you've ever heard of this ETF. It's called SRS. Have you heard of that, Glenn?
No.
Okay, so it just shorts the real estate index. So if you're trying to, hedge against the real estate, SRS is the ETF. We'll take a look at it when we get in the software.
All right. Mortgage applications to purchase homes dropped as well, 4%. Mm-hmm. So again, it's a lot of that. A lot of that is the demand.
I mean, you got high interest rates and high prices.
That's not
these interest rates.
That's not a good recipe for a buyer, right?
No. Yeah. Because I know in the comments, a lot of these interest rates between 9 and 12% on their first homes. I get that, but those homes are at a fraction of the cost that they're going for now. So it's putting pressure on buyers.
So it's interesting, as you say that, the people who said that they had the high mortgage rates, even at those prices, the homes are worth so much more now. Do you still feel the same way? Are people thinking that I'm still going to, the demand is there, it's up to 7%, I don't care, but long term, my $375,000 house is going to be worth $700,000 10 years down the line.
And that's the thinking right now. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. CrowdStrike. Next story. One of my two best stocks in the cyberspace. CrowdStrike. My other one is Zscaler. CrowdStrike beats on earnings, capitalizes on Microsoft woes. Revenue totaled $921 million in the first quarter, far surpassing the average analyst estimates. The company posted adjusted earnings 93 cents above the 9, so 3 cents higher. Shares in Austin, Texas-based company trading at $320 this morning after closing at $305. So expectations were high heading to the company's earnings release. The company shares roughly doubled over the past year. Again, cybersecurity should go hand in hand with the AI space. People are going to need the cybersecurity to go with all of these machines, all of the technology, the servers, this, that, and the other thing. So I think cybersecurity, and I've been talking about that for a while as well, should be killing it. Microsoft is not in my list. I need to write that down. CrowdStrike is, but I'll add Microsoft. I like this next story, ASML. Everybody knows that my kid in Arizona works for them. My wife and 5-year-old grandson are there. She's visiting our son. Temperatures there is hot. But here's your story. Breakout rally seems imminent. Ooh-wee. I like that.
Yeah, I was just looking at the chart. It's approaching its previous high. So I see where they're talking about as far as the breakout there. But me personally, I like ASML because I see it kind of like a TSM. It doesn't matter which chip or semiconductor company, wins the AI race. Clearly it's NVIDIA right now. But you got NVIDIA, Apple's making their own chips. AMD, of course, some of the other big names, Intel, we just heard of, Hewlett-Packard. But ASML, they make all the lithography. Lithography
yes.
machines? Yeah, lithograph machines. Sorry, I had a tongue twister. That are utilized in the manufacturing. I mean, their main customer right now is Taiwan Semiconductors. If you're not familiar, they're the reason why NVIDIA, AMD, and all these other chip companies are taking off in the first place. So I feel this is more of like a safety AI play. If you ever look at the chart, it's not as volatile as some of the other AI stocks, but they have exposure to the industry as a whole. All of these companies are relying on their technology.
ASML.
They got to come to ASML. It all starts at ASML, and then ASML brings their manufacturing equipment over to TSM, Taiwan Semi, and then Taiwan Semi, manufactures for all the other guys.
Yep.
But I think this is a great play.
I
mean, it's an
agree.
expensive stock, but it's a phenomenal play. And I know your son works for it, but that or not, I mean, it's a great company.
All right. Another story. This is interesting. Electric air taxi maker Archer Aviation gets FAA sign off. People, you did a video on
a Chinese one.
On a Chinese one, but this is Archer Aviation, and the cool thing is United Airlines agreed to buy dozens of the Archer's eVTOL. That's going to be very interesting watching this. Midnight, an all-electric aircraft from the company Archer Aviation is seen in the Salinas Municipal Airport in Salinas, I think, on August 2nd, 2023. It's an electric eVTOL. And I like that the FAA is giving some forward saying, go do this. This is going to be good. And
so I take it you have to have a pilot's license for these vehicles.
Yeah, I ain't going to fly by I could try. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Just think about it, how quiet it must fly too.
It'd be nice to fly over I-77 on that.
Absolutely, but it's an air taxi.
I mean, if you got the money and you don't want to sit in traffic, or it's not a bad idea.
I'm just wondering how much it is to get into an air taxi. That would be interesting. It'd be. I didn't see anything in the story that talked about. Look, I like this. Archer's demonstrator aircraft can fly up to 60 miles. All right.
Okay.
At top speeds of 150 miles an hour. It's not half bad, right?
So it looks like Archer has a rival. I just scroll down to the bottom. Joby Aviation.
Yes.
And they are backed by Delta.
All right, so you know something? I'm going to add Joby because we
looks
have
like
talked about
the airlines are picking sides here.
Listen, whatever it takes. So this is going to be a hot space, and these two are going to be going after it tooth and nail. What's the best stock to first get into my first time trying to buy stocks? You know something? I'm going to answer that question real quick. And I'll tell you why. Because if you do what Joey does when looking for stocks, Joey's picks normally come from the stock viewer, and Joey takes it a step further. He sorts the list by VST times CI. If you want a brand new, and I want to answer that question for a brand new person in the market, I would look at some of these stocks here. Remember, we tracked 9,274 stocks. But I would look at some of these stocks at the top of the list. Top of the list. If you can't afford NVIDIA, Here's another version of NVIDIA for $110 versus $1,215. Here's another version of NVIDIA at $69 versus $1,215. But for a brand new person getting into the market, utilizing the VectorVest software, that sort of our stock viewer of VST times CI, VST is our master indicator of how we rank stocks, value, safety, and timing. CI is the comfort index, a stock's ability to withstand long and lengthy price declines. These are some of the best stocks to take a look at for a brand new subscriber. Now,
so in a nutshell, you're just looking for great stocks with fundamentals and favorable technicals, it sounds like, because you're taking VST and multiplying it by CI. I mean, that's a great way to do it. I can see why Joey's stock picks every week do typically pretty well.
No, not every week, but that's okay. It's not every week. All right, I just want to put...
He won, was it last week he won?
That was just last week. Hold on. So I'm sure he's going to chime in now. I don't want to hear him. All right. I just don't want to, I want to mute him. I want to mute him before he even says anything. All right. This is an interesting story. I am going to put Jobby in, what did you say? It said Delta, and I'm going to put DAL in here too. So they're going to fight it out. DAL, and I think that's just going to be good fodder to push the stock's price higher. Remorse says, Glenn, when VectorVest picks its 5,000 plus stocks, how does VectorVest choose them? We got more than 5,000 stocks, but
we got over 9,000.
So what we look for is, when Ryan and I want to add stocks to the database, we send it over to our team in Ohio, and as long as they can get all the VectorVest data on it, that's all that matters. We can do that. Yep. We can do that.
So yeah, there's really not a strategy as far as adding stocks to the database. I mean, the stocks in the database just represent the whole market. So if there's a stock that's not in the database, in the VectorVest 7 software, and you're interested about it, just, call support, send an email to support, whatever it's easy for you. And I used to work on supports. I'll take it. I've seen it be added as quickly as a couple days, maybe a week or two.
Actually, it's even faster than that.
It's been a while.
Nowadays, if I know a stock is getting ready to IPO, we can get the stock on the day that it IPOs. We can get it on the day that it IPOs. Yeah.
Asif added a great comment here. You can add a new stock request from the app.
Look at that. Also. So we got you. All right. Next story is on oil. Now, before you get into that story, I hate oil. Okay. I just got to put that out there. It's so manipulated. I have a price target on oil of $90 over this summer. We'll see if it hits that. But we keep pulling oil out of the strategic political reserve because we're in a election cycle.
Well, we just actually hit the highest level in the strategic petroleum reserve since May 2023.
We put like 3.5 million barrels in there. I heard the story. That's all we put.
I heard the story.
We freaking put 3.5 million. Why? Because it's cheaper. It's cheaper. We should be putting a lot more than that.
It makes sense to add it. What is cheaper?
It's cheaper. We should be adding to it, not selling. We just, a week or two ago, we just took 1 million barrels out and sold it. All right, so it's your story. I just needed to add my 2 cents on that.
So I thought this was a pretty good story, especially if you're following oil. Me right now, I do have USO in my list. If you've been watching this, once Brent dropped below, WTI, Brent dropped below $85 a barrel. That was a level of support for me. So it's under a lot of pressure right now. I'm seeing this along with some other catalysts where we can maybe get a quick little pop. It's up today, actually.
Do you think it hits my target of 90 over the summer?
I would say more towards, I would probably be more optimistic on that $90 a barrel, closer to hurricane season.
Okay, understood.
But as far as like demand, because oil reserves, getting off this topic, oil reserves are actually going up. Oil, stockpiles, just because of lack of demand. But this story right here, I thought was very interesting. If you don't know, Nigeria is the largest exporter of crude oil in Africa.
I didn't know that.
Their main partner, their main backer, China. Go figure. Well, if you don't know this, Nigeria had a military coup. The junta, they're in power. And it's causing some issues with their neighbor, Benin, a little country just to the, I guess that would be west of Nigeria. Well, from what I've read, Nigeria, their ports aren't actually deep enough to offload the oil. export the oil to China. So China's ships are in Benin. And with I'll just read this. It says, if you want to load your oil in our waters, you can't view Benin as an enemy and at the same time expect your oil to cross our territory. China was a $400 million commodity-backed loan from China.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, so China invested a lot of money into this. So I have a feeling, the junta, they might have to cooperate, with China and Benin to fix this issue. But right now, for the largest oil exporter in Africa to kind of be shutting down its operations, at least temporarily, or having these, supply chain issues with its neighboring country, I do have a feeling it's going to put a little bit of pressure on oil itself, at least in the short term. So I got USO on the list. Hopefully, I think it should do pretty well over the next week.
Sif, I turned down my speaker, so you guys should not be hearing an echo. I turned down my speaker. All right. So I'm not playing oil right now. I'm frustrated with it. I'm just straight up frustrated with it. All right. Last two stories of mine. I added one extra story. Intel and Naver bet on teaming up to counter what? NVIDIA's AI dominance. Everybody's going out. Intel is a quality company that's been around a long time, but they are behind the eight ball when it comes to AI. They know it, and now they're trying to get caught up. They will not catch up to NVIDIA. I don't think that they will. I know that Intel has been around a long time. I don't think anybody catches NVIDIA at this point. NVIDIA has put themselves in a great position, have positioned themselves to be a leader, and now they're running with it. They've got their hands in everything. And I think that everybody step back and go, oh, crap, we missed it. And they're all trying to get a piece of the AI pie. They're all trying to get a piece of the AI pie. But the company, Naver, whatever it is, I don't think it's publicly traded. It's a California-based. Intel and Naver are partnering to expand an open platform software ecosystem based on Intel's accelerator Gaudi, the report said. So I think Intel has been beaten up, and now they're trying to get back into the game. This is news-driven. We'll see if it's got the wherewithal. And
I like Jeff's comment. You see Jeff's comment?
What's Jeff?
Train left the station without Intel.
I know. Palantir made it to the fast lane. Then I would think about getting in. I would think about getting in. All right.
You want to get them all excited now?
If that's the case, I may have to pick up a position on Palantir.
Oh yeah, it jumped up a little bit today. It's at 2282.
I'm going to take a look at that. Thank you, Lee. But I like that. The train left the station without Intel. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, I got a story about the generative AI. Apple and TSM had a secret meeting. TSM is going to be helping them with their new iOS, putting more AI in the phones, and that's what this is going to be about. Scheduled for June 10th in Cupertino, will unveil the iPhone maker's comprehensive strategy for integrating artificial intelligence into its product ecosystem, not just their phones, the whole ecosystem, marking the beginning of an AI-driven growth base for the tech giant. That's huge. Now,
and let's be honest, they got a huge ecosystem to do it with.
And if they they're using the technology from TSM, that's going to be great for TSM. Now, it all depends on how it's being accepted by the Apple geeks like me. It's great to say that it's going to be integrated, but does it work? That's going to be what it's all about. Does it work? All right, so that's going to be on June 10th. I think we get a big pop. I think after it, depends on what they say. I think Apple is going to definitely hit. I think that it's going to hit my 220 mark, all right, which is the highest it's ever been. All right. With that being said, those are the stories. Let's go look at the watch lists.
Amir says TSM is going to become the largest fab manufacturers. Well,
I think they already are.
They already are.
Well, TSM, ASML,
their market cap, I think, is like 5 times what Intel, or 6 times. Like it's It's almost 900 billion dollars for market cap.
I think it's already there.
They've got, according to Google, they got 61% of the global share in the global semiconductor foundry market. Yeah, they're a monster.
They are a monster. All right, all in Siri. Oh no, Siri can only get better. You know, I like my Siri. I love my Siri. I'd be like, hey Siri, what do you know about VV Nation? All right, I'm gonna see what it says.
Will you ask Siri that? I'm curious what Siri says.
It says VNV Nation, because they jacked it up, are an electronic music band originally from Wexford, London, now based in Hamburg, and combines elements of trance, synth hop, and Siri. Hey Siri, you messed up. Okay, so
maybe just say VectorVest Nation.
All right, so here's the indices after the big pop and drop. There it is. IWM, Russell 2000. People are getting into the riskier stocks. The spiders hitting an all-time high. The Qs just the market turned around, and all of them have RTs above 1. Big movers today. Here's some fish. Big movers today. Not only are they up, but they're up on huge volume. These are always up on huge volume. Seattle Mobile up 1,000. That's a lot of volume from the day before. Let's go take a look at these graphs real quick. I got a new graph set up from the International User Group. All right, so I'm going to take a look at that. I don't know how I like it or not. If you saw the International User Group this Saturday with Stan Heller, I did some of the changes that he did. He added a three simple moving average. We still have the MPI layout, and he added MACD. I took price off so we can actually just click in on that and watch that. That's a 3 simple moving average. That shows the freaking stock. That's a fast moving average, kicking butt, taking names. How many of you saw the International User Group this week? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you saw the International User Group this week? Type of 1. What? Glenn.
Bill, I love it.
Glenn, series shows that it's useless once again. Stop being a hater, Bill.
Hey.
Stop being a hater. All right.
Team Android.
So
Team Droid.
I added what Stan added to the MPI. I'm trying this out. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But I want to take a look at your stocks or some of the stocks in this new layout. But there's trend. I got trigger. I like the move on the 3 and the MACD. I like this play. All right. Next one, VRNT fell, but look at that jump up, MACD positive, no trigger yet, but the stock went from a sell to a buy in one day. Could that be an early entry now? I don't have trigger yet. Next one, oof.
That might be something to put on your list, though. It looks like we get trigger any day.
Holy smokes.
That's a fish for you.
That's a dog.
That might be a bearish fish.
Well, actually, there's the trigger. And, there's the trigger. I'm not feeling that. That's poopy.
That's poopy.
LQR, we got trigger. I got positive MACD for 2 days. This could be a good early entry with the big move up. And the last one is, this has got huge volume. Whew. So, again, we looked at the stocks. I don't like that one. Even though it's on big volume, that's why you look at the graph. All right, current hot industry. I looked at the top 5 industries. I took a stock from each one. If we scroll over, one from apparel, shoes, steel alloy, transportation, ship, electrical connectors, and currencies, other. All right, and stock from me, they're all up. I'm just looking at the fastest industries. Notice that all of the CIs are above 1. All of the RTs are above 1. This is fish. All right, this is fish.
Glenn, what kind of stocks are in currency other industry?
Say again?
What kind of stocks are in currency other?
Why you ask that question? Why you want to ask that question? It's crypto stocks. That's what it is.
Did you just put crypto in your hot stocks? Or hot industries?
I'm putting it in there, even though I think it's crap.
Hey, you've seen it here, folks. Glenn put it in the list.
I don't discriminate against it. I don't like it, but it's one of the fastest industries in the top 5 industries.
I know. I just give you
I
a hard
know
time.
you are. All right. Let's go to top more fish, top VST 3.8 crossovers in the last 3 days. Again, I love giving you guys this fish. Oh, look what's there. Look what stock is there.
TSM, I like it.
A top VST stock that's got a 3.8 cross in the last 3 days. Glenn is still keeping an open mind. I always try to keep an open mind. I may not like crypto, but if the opportunity is presenting itself, I'm always going to try to give it to you. Always going to try to give it to you. All RTs above 1, VSTs above, well, they're already high VST stocks. So 5 more fish to keep your eyes on. And these stocks are all moving up today.
I love SOXL.
I do, especially when the semis are moving. Absolutely.
It's a great way to play the space. And if you don't want to get into options, get all that crazy stuff, but yet you want to leverage your money or have some leverage there, SOXL, it's 3 times leveraged if you've never bought it before. So this is a little bit more volatile. Not something I would jump into if it's your first ETF, but definitely take a note at it. It's very popular to trade.
Question. So which of the fish should we buy? A few shares of each? So Mike, we'll do this real quick. Look at, if I'm talking about what fish I do want you to buy or consider, then I'm going to go to the star search. All right. I'm going to go to the star search layout and I want to see what stocks are in the fast lane. This is for those people who do not have VectorVest. Do you know you can take a trial of VectorVest for $9.95? Have this star search layout for you with stocks you're looking for. CAMT, fast lane, few shares of each. Wow, ACLS, look at the pinch, look at the break. It's outside of the Bollinger Bands. I'd be careful with that one because normally when stocks break outside of the Bollinger Bands, they retrace to the mean real quickly. It could probably still stay in the fast lane, especially with a very little wick at the top of the candle. Next one, SOXL. I like that play. Look at that. Fast lane, I like that play. No wick at the top of the candle. So, Mike, hopefully this is answering your questions. MMYT, nice move, not in the fast lane yet. I would wait on that one. And TSM, fast lane, I like that pick. Mike, does that answer your question? And I think that if you are a subscriber to the VectorVest software, you can look at all of the fish that we've given to you, put it into that layout, and answer your questions which one you would consider. Does that help you, Mike? I hope so. I need you to answer because I think that was a great question. I think that's a great question for anybody who's asking about the fish that we give and when it's the right time to get into it. All right. Let's go look at our picks. Let's go to my picks last week. Was I bearish on anything? I don't remember. I don't think so. Dick's Sporting
It says
Goods.
short.
On Mag 7, gold, freaking oil. ConocoPhillips, was buying Marathon. ConocoPhillips was buying. I should have been bearish on Marathon. It doesn't matter. I'm going to stay bullish on all of them.
Stupid oil.
Stupid oil. All right, let's go back 5 days. 5 trading days. Let's go see what my picks did.
As far as semiconductors, everyone's talking about it. If you're a little bit more aggressive right now, as far as opening new positions, again, just have some caution. If you're more conservative, you may want to wait a little bit more reassurance in the market. But the market's up today and semiconductors are hot. So let's be honest. If you're going to be in a space, it's probably a good space to be in.
And just keep remembering one day is not a trend. All right.
Nope.
So my picks down 2.29%. That sucks. The Mag 7 went up and gold went up. Biggest loser was oil. Stupid oil. Dick's Sports Good. Both Marathon and ConocoPhillips both went down. All right. And let's go look at my picks for this week. I am going to add Microsoft, Joby, and Delta. MSFT, JOBY, and DAL. All right. Which ones will I be bullish on? Which ones? You know something? If anything is in here, look at that. Sell and Archer, both sell recommendations. All my stocks are moving up today. So we know that that's news driven. But if I'm looking, you know something? I'm going to say it this way. I'm going to keep Microsoft. All of these three, Intel and Archer, I like the news. but I'm not going to say if they're going to go up week over week. So those two RTs, and Jobby, I'm going to keep that. It's at 0.99. But these two that have RTs where they are at 0.59 and 0.63, even though news driven, I'm going to be bearish on those going into next week. Everything else, I'm loving the idea with United, Delta, Jobby, and Archer. I love the news behind them, and I think that these are all 4 stocks that you need to keep your eyes on, because now we're going to get a little bit of a war on this whole air taxi thing. So I like all 4 plays, but I'm going to hold off.
Just the fact that United and Delta are backing these 2 smaller companies, that's reassurance that I like.
And that's just like what Microsoft did to OpenAI, right? That's the same kind of thing. All right. So those are my picks going into next week. I'm a big fan of Apple. I'm thinking that Apple is going to get to my price target soon. The WWDC, which is going to happen in 5 more days, I think it's going to be a big boost, especially if they come out and talk about a lot of AI innovation in the operating system. All right, let's go to Ryan's picks last week. Were you bearish on anything?
Tesla.
Goodness gracious, you had this many stocks last week? Did you really?
Yeah, New Scale Power, and Tesla's not in that list, so that comment must be from before. Yeah, Walgreens, Wolfspeed, Zoom. Yeah, I had a whole lot of stocks last week. Apparently,
let's go back.
Sometimes it's good to be diversified.
Okay, yeah, I was diversified as AF. Can I say that?
AF.
Can I say that? I'm just curious to know. All right, quick test all.
It's better than the alternative.
Look at that. Ryan is up 1.28%. Look at you, Ryan. You right up with the market. Nice move on Wolf. Nice move on Wolf and on ARM and on BioNTech, Moderna, drug stocks. Look at you, Abercrombie.
Look at that. Google's down. Oh, Abercrombie is down a little bit. I see.
But Ryan at least finished positive for the week. Way to go, Ryan. Gonna hear the applause out for you. All right.
Thank you.
Let's go to your stock pick.
Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, Joey's picks. Oh, wait, no, this week's picks.
Let's go to this week's picks. Anything you want to say? A lot less picks than you had last week.
Less pick. But like you, starting out with a positive note here, all of these stocks are up today. Now, one is a buy recommendation being ASML. So that's definitely a positive there. SRS, that is the ProShares Ultra Short on real estate. Now, obviously, real estate market's been hot, so you see the RT below 1 right now. So if if you're more of a trader, I would consider the stock. But if you're not much of a trader, more of just a passive investor, this may not be for you. USO, it's been under the pressure as well. That's the other stock with the RT below 1, 0.89. But I just see some other catalysts, besides just the article I presented you today. And just with price action, I can see a little bump, hopefully till next week. And then we got Boeing at the, up again today. Again, this is news driven. This has to do with the Starliner trip to ISS. So if you plan on buying this position, just keep an eye on that. Because if anything goes wrong, I mean, let's be honest, the stock's not going to do well.
Hopefully the capsule doesn't turn over or something like Luna did.
I would not want that to happen to anybody.
All right. Joey.
The caps did not make a door joke.
No, I know.
The caps.
I'm sorry. That was bad. Joey's picks last week. Again, always looking at some of the best stocks in the database. Market timing is crucial. All right. Market timing is crucial, depending on what the market does week over week. He had Abercrombie, Tudor, Dell, Alarum, Orn. Let's do a quick test. Oh. Wow, down 8%. Ooh-wee. It is.
Where you at now, Joey?
Well,
where you at now?
Dell killed him. Holy smokes. That's one of the biggest down weeks we've had. I think I probably had a bigger down week, but that was tough. But you know something? It had to do with the market's matriculations. So this week, Joey and I looked at top stocks again, NVIDIA. I don't think he can go wrong with NVIDIA or CLS. He's got 2 NVIDIAs in here, as a matter of fact. He's got the NVIDIA and an ETF for NVIDIA. USD Energy. He wanted an energy pick. This is a little different than a traditional energy pick. This is your utility pick. But the cool thing about this pick is if you're going to use a utility, you want to buy it for the dividend. All right. It's got a dividend yield. It's got the biggest dividend yield in here. It's got a dividend safety of 87. It's got the highest dividend growth rate at 27. So I think that he wanted a piece of energy. So we got him a piece of energy. It's not traditional energy, but I think it's going to have some good upside. All right. So those are his picks for this week. Still using VST times CI. I do a little cherry picking for him to get him some of the best stocks for the week going into the next week. All right. So Janet says, who led Joey down the wrong path? Never. I actually called him today before we went over his picks to see which way he wanted to go before. I had nothing. Listen, when he's up a lot, nobody wants to say that Glenn had anything to do with it. I have something to do with every week of his picks. So when they go down, you want to blame Glenn. When they go up, it's just all about Joey. All right, so that's all I got to say about that. Let's go look at customer picks. This week, nothing's there. Good. Customer picks last week. Let's go see what you did. That's not a nice point, Bill. Why? And Mike, listen, whatever.
Nice point.
Whatever. Kareem says, nice hat, Glenn. Hoping you're wearing the boots with spurs like that Nelly song. I don't have on my full cowboy boots today. Them things is heavy AF, so I didn't wear them. All right. Customer picks last week. Let's see what you guys did. You had 9 stocks. Let's go quick test them all. Look at them. 1.95%. Outperform the market.
Nice.
ACLS up 11%. EMPH up 5%. What's the biggest loser? Zeta and BNKD, along with NRG. Ooh, that's what's just one of Joey's picks this week. He wanted that. I told him, but he wanted that. He got it. It went down 2% last week. All right. So now customer picks this week. How many likes do we have, Joey? He's not even here. How do I get to see this?
He probably got tired of you talking.
How many likes do we have? I can't see how many likes.
We got 80.
Okay,
on the
thank
dot.
you. We got 80 likes. So I'll give him 9 stocks. 2 of them are Jeff's picks. That's REVG, SKYW. I have Lulu in here. All right. I need 6 more stocks, Ryan.
We've got FBL.
BL. Facebook? No, Grant.
Yeah, I think that's Facebook long, the ETF. AVGO, Broadcom.
AVGO.
PLTR.
Palantir, PLTR.
I don't know if we have this one. HTHIY.
Yep. Hilltop Holdings.
Yep.
Okay.
Kava.
Huh?
I like Kava. A lot.
CAVA, the restaurant?
Yeah. And the stock, too.
1, 2,
Shop.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 1 more stock.
Got Shop.
Huh? I said I need 1 more stock.
Shop.
Oh, thank you. Shopify?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go check the likes again. How many do we have?
Gee, I had to refresh it. We're at 89.
All right. Well, 9 stocks is what they got. All right. So there we go. Let's go. Now, let's go graph these. 2 cells in here. Lulu and Shop. All right. VSTs below 1. HTH, of course, Palantir. All right. 3 stocks that are buys, RevG, Skyworks. How about both of the ones that Jeff picked at the top of the list? Way to go, Jeff. And AVGO.
I like that, Jeff.
All right, let's go graph these in the new layout. Where is it? MPI. Where did MPI International User Group Forum? We're going to put this in the 6.
I like how Broadcom finally hit my price target.
I'm looking at Palantir. I need to get me some Palantir. All right, interesting. You skipped OZEM. Nope, that was Ryan. Ryan gave me the stocks. He tried to look in the list to go.
Oh, there's a couple comments in between them, so that's why I didn't see
Do you want
Dennis
me to put it?
that.
OZEM?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, put it in there.
OZEM.
Sorry about that, Dennis.
Gotcha.
2 comments before that.
All right. Ryan tends to go down the list GSL, I like Taboola.
Yeah.
Let's graph these.
I just go down, the order that people give.
There you go. 6 months. All right, so we're looking at the MPI along with a couple of additions. I'm going to toggle off the percentage volume. I'm not sure how that plays into this for me. But we got MACD. I can use levels of the three simple moving average to give me some price points, price inflection.
You can see a little bit of a channel there.
Yes, so I can see
consolidation.
that. No price. Notice that we don't have the stocks price. We're looking at the 3. I can tell we still have trend. We got trigger, but price is just moving sideways. Hot or not?
I'm going to say no.
I'm with you on that. I do like the move. And MACD, I like that to tell me from a technical perspective, not yet. I'm not yet. All right, so I don't have a positive MACD on here yet. Price is there. I think MACD is indicative of the sideways move of the moving average, right? I'm seeing Rev G not. I like the pick, though. Bottom left, top right. Just not the right time right now. All right. MPI
it does have trigger.
We got trigger right here. We got trigger and we got trend. I'm watching that fast moving average telling me the price is getting a little tired. All right. Let's go to the next one. Ooh, Skyworks. The only thing it doesn't have is the trigger. But good, googly, muggly. With a fast moving average, moving up that good, MACD kicking in. I call that hot. You?
Yeah, I'm going to have to say hot on that.
I'm going to say hot on that too.
It's a beautiful chart. Hit new high. Just got a new buy rating on there after a hold for a little bit. Yeah, I like it.
I like that too. Good pick, Jeff. Good 2 picks. All right, AVGO. Inflection. Trend is dwindling. We just got trigger, not positive MACD. What do you think? I'm going to say not.
I'd hold off on that one.
I would hold off. I like this layout. I'm still getting used to this new layout. What do you think about this layout, Ryan?
My first time seeing it.
Well, you can you can still say something.
I do like it. It's throwing me off.
Okay.
Because I'm a big candlestick person.
Okay.
So not seeing candlesticks, I'm still getting used to that.
I like the idea of not letting candlesticks get in the way.
And that's what I'm thinking here. Maybe, because sometimes looking at candlesticks, you're trying to sell yourself something that you probably shouldn't be buying.
Okay.
So this, it kind of more direct and to the point. I like it. I probably look at it and study it a little bit more.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Ooh.
Not good.
Good.
He said, ooh.
Googly, muggly. MACD just went positive if you want to be bullish about it. But other than that, I'm not feeling that. They have earnings coming up. Was this an earnings play? They have earnings coming up. Earnings probably should be coming up. 1 year. I got no earnings on here. That's interesting. I'm not feeling that. That is not pretty.
No.
That is not pretty at all. All right. Next one. What do you think? I'll let you talk about that.
Just looking at here, we got a brand sell rating, over the past month or so, no trend. Even the moving average is below the trend lines there. The stop price moving averages. Trigger is a little small. Looking at your screen from mine, do we have trigger? It's really close.
Yeah, we got trigger. We just got trigger.
I'm not quite sold on it. I'm going to say not.
All right, I want to point out something. Stock's price was falling. I got a little bit of a bullish divergence. Look at the falling price, a falling moving average, and the rising MACD. Do you see that? Do you agree with that?
I do see that, yes.
That's interesting. I think that I have the rising MACD. I got the trigger. This could be an early entry if you're super aggressive. You got to be super
Some kind of
aggressive.
bottom fishing strategy there?
Say again?
Some kind of bottom fishing strategy on this stock?
Well, let's go look at the moving average. There's a level of support on the three simple moving average. Maybe. I would keep this on a watch list. This could be super early, but it's super early. You agree?
Yes,
all right.
I agree with that.
You like Kava. Talk about it.
I like to eat there quite a bit, so I'm a big believer in their food. But I mean, just looking at that moving average, even the trend, I mean, that is a beautiful lower left, upper right. We've got trigger, MACD's in our favor, histogram bars are in positive territory. Trading near all-time highs. So if you're not already in the position, probably just wait to take out the prior high. Looks like it was rather recent. Otherwise, I mean, if you own it, I don't see any reason to sell it. I'm thinking hot on this.
I'm thinking hot on that too.
And the food's delicious. You ever been to coffee?
No.
It's kind of like a Chipotle, but better.
They don't serve soul food. If they don't serve soul food, I'm not going. I'm just watching your face. Your face is like,
Well, I was thinking about the last two places you told me you like to eat, which is Taco Bell and Golden Corral.
I didn't say I like Taco Bell. I think it's a cheap meal. Wow, thank you, Lifestyle Coach.
Oh, appreciate it,
Thank you for that, Lifestyle. Type 1 in the room for Lifestyle Coach. Lifestyle Coach, I know we're almost at the end, but I'll take a stock from you. What stock you want? We're almost done.
I like it.
I got to take a stock from Lifestyle Coach. Keep looking out for his stock as I go through the next graph.
All right.
Facebook. Ooh, interesting.
I like Facebook a lot.
Looks
like we're about to get trend. Moving average just got there. Trigger starting to converge closer together. MACD just got in positive territory. I like this.
Okay.
And because it's Facebook and AI related, things of that nature, huge company, I would say hot.
Okay, I got you. Don't forget his love of burgers at McDonald's. Oh, sorry, I love me. Double quarter pounder with bacon and cheese. Gotta love that.
What was the place? The T-Rex burger you were telling me about.
Lifestyle wants IBIT. IBIT. I got you.
Oh, you know what that is, Glenn?
I know, it's crap though. I know. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, OZEM is brand new. Oh, it's the ETF.
Yeah, it's the ETF.
It's the ETF. Holy smokes. It's not a lot of data. I like the play.
But it's shooting up.
I like the play.
Up.
Actually, I've got it in a portfolio, which I'll show after I show IBIT.
OZEM has only been around 6 days now.
And that's it. All right.
And it started out around 20. Let's see here. The close was 24.78. Now it's at 26.06. So it's a nice steady move to the upside.
All right. I do like that. It's early though. Ooh, HTH. Talk about it. I'm gonna mark it up a little bit.
See here, we got Hilltop Holdings, REIT Equity. I do like that trend line and a nice retest on that trend line too. That's a nice anchor there. However, it looks like if we look at the stop prices here, it looks like we're losing that trend. And looks like we're about to lose trigger. MACD just went negative. I'd hold off on this.
I would too.
I
don't think I would want to take that. Tabula says, Glenn, were you Jack back in your Army days? No, because I wasn't in the stinking Army. I was in the Marine Corps. All right.
Oh man.
And was I Jack?
Now.
Was I Jack?
Get ready for a rant.
No, I'm not ranting. I was 165 pounds of lean green fighting machine in the Marine Corps.
Heck yeah, Glenn. I like it.
All right. No, they don't. John says Kava serves chicken with dipped in chocolate. No, that's wrong. That's so wrong. I don't think I would wait on. I'm with you. I wouldn't wait. I would wait on HTH. Last one.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Palantir. Oh God. Glenn, we're gonna have to wrap this up, but I know you got some Palantir to go by.
Wow, we got time. I'm gonna buy some Palantir. MACD just went positive. I almost got trigger. I'm thinking maybe. I like the move. I do like the move. I am gonna pick up some Palantir today. Pick up some Palantir. All right. And one more stock, right? I'm going to add graphs, IBIT.
I bet.
IBIT. Son of a...
And we just had the Ethereum ETF approval. Was it last week?
Yeah, but no, everybody's putting in their prospectus. So they got to get it approved. They got to get their prospectus approved. Ooh. Look at the moving average.
I like it. About to get triggered.
Yeah.
We got trend. Got MACD. Don't worry, Glenn. One day I'll get you to be a fan.
And it went through the down. It went through the downtrend. That may not. That's a good look. And let me show you something. I like that move. I like that move. I cannot lie.
Nice trend line.
I like that move. I cannot. I do like the move.
I'm gonna say hot.
All right. One last thing. We were talking about the GLP-1s. I got a portfolio on those stocks. OZEM was in there. I think it got sold out. No, it didn't. I didn't have it. Wow. How about GPCR? We made 51% on that. Good. Goodly muggly. And VKTX we lost on, but OZEM is not in here. I probably got to add it, but these stocks, look at that. HIMS is moving. Eli Lilly, Novo. The only one that's going down is Amgen. Only one going down is an Amgen. So
I like the him and hers health play.
But the thing is, that's not what they do. They are just,
I know,
and they're going after Novo. They're piggybacking off of Novo Nordisk.
They're just coming out with a cheaper, generic version where you don't, all you do is fill out a couple questions on a website and it comes right to
And that's what you got, and it's up. Everybody's doing it. 19.84%. Ryan and I are on the same page. Go crypto. Yeah, I'm not crypto. But listen, that IBIT might not be a bad play. That might not be a bad play. Remore says, I'll take Facebook over IBIT. I would too. I totally would too. All right, so I just wanted to show you, as Ryan was talking about that, I wanted to show you I am running a portfolio with those stocks. All right, how do I get back? I don't know. I'm not doing jack else. Hold on. Let me just go to the homepage. There we go. We're done. We're 12 minutes over. Joey's probably in the background flip-flapping. All right, so
he might be taking a nap back there. Who knows? He might be going to buy some Palantir. He beat you to the punch, Glenn. He beat you to the punch.
Palantir, I play the wheel strategy all the time. Options are good. I'm going to take a look at that. I am going to go buy some Palantir today. I think it's given me an opportunity to buy it, so I think I'm going to do it. So, all right, that's all we got for today. You want to sign us off today, Ryan?
Let's do it. Hey, everyone, BB Nation. I don't know where Joey's at, but Joey, thank you for today.
I don't know where he is either.
Well, I should say thank you, Glenn. We ran a pretty smooth operation today.
Without Joey, I know.
Now, again, one thing that you said, Glenn, that I just want everyone to remember, one day is not a trend. Don't forget that. Don't get fooled. Always look for confirmation. And when it comes to buying stocks today, VectorVest advocates caution. So what that's saying is, if you're more aggressive or if the money you're about to utilize is more play money, that's a better bet. Now, if you're betting on your 401k or you're more conservative in nature, you might be waiting a little bit on more confirmation. But other than that, I hope everyone does great this week. Make some money. That's the point. Hopefully you got some good fish today, and we'll see you next week.
And Ryan, don't forget Ryan's 6 p.m. video tonight. Always remember that tonight and tomorrow he's got the 6 p.m. video. Support the channel. Make sure you watch it. With that, folks, have a good night.